Hi, everybody. Welcome to WCA Extra. This is actually a special one today.
Yeah.
Not only is it 10:15, but it is also our morning show producer, Jole's last day as our producer. She's been here 3 years, pretty much written or overseen everything that
Yep.
we've done,
Yep.
me and Alyssa have said, anything like that.
Only the good stuff.
Yeah, sometimes there's some serious trimming.
Yells in my
On my
ear on
part.
a daily basis.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
Only when he goes long.
And we won't say what. Won't say what, but
When
but
do
yeah,
I ever go long, Jolay?
yeah.
Yeah, if you guys couldn't tell from here, Peter's often got a lot to say about the weather, and that's great for everyone at home, and we always really appreciate knowing what's going on. But gee willikers, some days the show's got to end at 7, Peter.
Yeah. So I really want to just kind of kick it off with, look, you grew up in Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
You now have, produced a ton of news in your home state. Kind of tell us what it was like. You know what I mean? How have the last 3 years been?
It's been great engaging with like the news somewhere that I've been. You know what I mean? Or there'll be a story in my hometown up in the kingdom, and I'll be like, I don't know what's going on there. And one of the privileges we always say of working in news is that it's kind of your job to find answers. So sometimes I'll have a question and I'll be like, maybe I'll send an email to the newsroom and see if somebody knows or it can go somewhere. So that's always been great. And it's also just cool, like being on my work email and hearing like locations that I've heard of before. You know what I mean? Something's happening in my hometown and it's like good news.
Yeah.
That's always fun. And there have been times that it was hard, like growing up like where I did up in like the Lyndonville area, and then we had the floods last summer, and I was working in the morning, and we sent out our reporter, and Peter said he came over at 4 a.m, and he said Sophia has to go to Danville, and then it ended up being St. Johnsbury, and then ended up being Lyndonville, and so it's a gift, but it's also a challenge seeing places that you love kind of destroyed like that, and I think that was, I guess, hopefully unique that everyone doesn't have to go through that, but it was definitely, Peter went to Lyndon State, so that was also a close area to him, so it definitely comes with some challenges, but it's awesome. It's cool being able to talk about somewhere that I grew up and that I love. You know what I mean? For my day job, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, also a somewhat familiar face for all the Noon viewers out there.
Yes.
'Cause me and Peter, well, not anymore.
Well,
You betrayed me, but it's okay. But, for all the Noon viewers out there, obviously our Noon show is about 15 minutes less than usual. Obviously, the other half of our Noon is Across the Fence. And Across the Fence is hosted by none other than Jolie Whitney.
Yes.
Tell us how that came about.
Well, I always joke that the producer and also occasional host Keith, I always joke that we kind of found each other because I know it's very sweet. But I was there when the former host Fran decided that she was done. And I was upstairs and I would kind of see Fence happen from behind the scenes a little bit. And I made a joke to the former producer, oh my gosh, Will Michael. And I said, Will, wouldn't it be funny if I did it? And he, I think, took that a little more seriously than I was expecting. But I guess in the end I wanted him to, or I wouldn't have mentioned it. And then eventually Will Michael also retired, and I ended up meeting with Keith, and I think he took a bit of a risk because I didn't have any on-camera experience. And then my first ever interview on camera was actually with Mr. Peter.
Oh, that's right.
When he started.
I didn't think about that. Actually,
Yeah.
Peter and I
Oh, yes,
very
both of you.
graced the
Yeah.
Across the
Well,
Fence.
Peter's was a little bit more formative for me. I hope that doesn't hurt your feelings. But Peter's was my first. And I will say he doesn't speak much of himself. And for a show that was entirely about Peter, it was actually quite a challenge for my first one.
Like
I had to keep you on your feet.
I was kind of swinging for
pulling
the
teeth.
fences in the end there. Oh, yeah.
I think we probably fell about 2 minutes short, didn't
Yep,
we?
and then I think Keith said, you're going to read this, and I said something like, and now beautiful photos of foliage. And then it was 2 minutes of foliage over some music.
Oh,
but
gosh.
I just hope I never have to watch it again. But it was...
Well, don't worry, it exists forever. So
Yeah.
I don't know, I think he might have scrubbed it.
It lives on the
Yeah.
YouTube, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
I've seen it pop up before, and it's kind of horrifying.
I'll send a cease and desist. For both of our sakes.
Yeah, both of our sakes.
No, it was great. It was a great opportunity, but I'm glad to say that it has gotten a lot better since when I interviewed Peter, unfortunately. Maybe we'll have to do a reprieve.
Yeah.
You'll come back.
You'll come back. I'll come back.
Well, I think that the thing that people don't know either is, Across the Fence airs 12 to 15. I know it's like 12:13. 13:48 is when we end. Not that you need to know the exact time, but you do Across the Fence at about 8 or 9 in the morning.
A little inside baseball.
Inside baseball,
film
yeah.
it beforehand.
So, but you basically do your whole shift for us, then walk about 20 feet over in the studio, and it's the fence that's right there. So
Yeah, it's
kind
very
of a
convenient.
longer
Yeah.
day for you.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's a great opportunity to be on both sides of the camera, I guess, if in that sense. So.
We should mention what time you come into work.
Well,
Yeah.
I come in. Well, I used to come in right at midnight when I first started because that's when they told me to, and then I started coming in a little closer to 12:20 because it got faster. during
Last
the job.
Like,
Last
Started
day.
coming out.
Yeah.
And then by the end, we made some changes, and so it became a little bit more work, and so now I come in at 11:45. So I've been here since yesterday, but it doesn't
Yeah.
really feel like it. And the great
Like-
thing is, you get so much daylight.
Yeah.
oh, that's true.
Yeah. Oh
Gonna
my
miss
gosh.
those hours.
I mean,
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like we always talk like, oh my gosh, we come in at 3 a.m. and
Oh,
it's
no.
so,
No. I can't.
it's nothing compared to.
Yeah. They'll be. Oh, we've had such an early morning. I'm like,
Yeah. No. We
That's
don't.
fine.
I don't rock with that. But
we're all in it together.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, this is it. Any parting words?
No, keep
No.
watching.
Keep watching.
Yeah, we'd like that.
We're still here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep watching.
Sweet. Well, we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Your continued success.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, big job going up for you. So
Yep.
we'll leave it at that.
Yep.
Yep.
But Peter, if you were maybe having your last day of work and you have
Yes.
a big, great weekend ahead of you,
Yes.
my God, what are we gonna do?
My
What's
goodness.
the weather gonna hold for us?
You know, it could be worse. It could be a whole lot better though. So it's not all bad news. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you satellite and radar right now. As a matter of fact, there's some sunshine out there right now, but also a good deal of cloud cover. It's kind of a mixed bag here as we head into the upcoming weekend. Temperature-wise, take a look at this. We are definitely on the chillier side. As a matter of fact, hanging out in the 50s and lower 60s out there. Most of us going to be lucky if we make it to the upper 60s this afternoon, maybe a few lower 70s. But yeah, most of us are definitely hanging out on the chillier side of things today. Today generally features a mixture of sunshine and clouds out there. Notice some rain showers that begin to make their arrival here as we head through the night ahead. We start off your day tomorrow, clouds and a few rain showers out there. But I want to show you some gradual clearing from north to south here as we head through the day tomorrow. Notice by about noontime, the Champlain Islands and much of the international border, the Canadian border, starting to get in on a good deal of sunshine. That clearing gradually continues to push off to the south. And by tomorrow evening, most of us talking about a little bit of sunshine. If you're right along that Massachusetts state line, it could potentially take here a good deal of your day on Saturday. So unfortunately, clouds hang pretty tough the further south you go. Into the day on Sunday for Father's Day, a mixture of sunshine and clouds, maybe a stray spotty shower here and there, but most of us will stay dry. Here's that weekend forecast. Mostly cloudy here to start off your day. Tomorrow, some morning rain showers for Saturday. Then some gradual clearing from north to south. Sunday features sun and clouds. Again, maybe an isolated rain shower. We're a bit warmer here for Sunday as well. Back into the low and mid 70s here come the second half of the weekend. Did want to give you the first alert, though, to a little bit of a warm-up heading our way. Notice that Tuesday and Wednesday time frame starting to climb back into the low and mid-80s. That's also when the dew points start to creep up. Notice Wednesday, Thursday, dew points climbing back towards the 60s. Once you start talking dew points in the 60s, it starts to feel a bit humid out there. So probably going to have that summer-like feel in the air as we head towards midweek next week. Definitely not talking about that today, though. As a matter of fact, mid to upper 60s, lower 70s here through the afternoon hours today. Tonight, we fall back into the 50s, mostly cloudy skies overhead, a few rain showers out there again tomorrow. Start off rather cloudy here for all of us. Some gradual clearing from north to south here into tomorrow afternoon. Notice the northern half of the area, they're in the 70s. The further south you go, though, generally stuck in the 60s just because they don't see as much sunshine. For now, here's a look outside across the area. Most of us contending with a little bit of cloud cover out there, and we'll keep that cloud cover going into the day ahead. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Not looking too bad here through the next several days once the clicker decides to start working again. There we go. Clearing from north to south on Saturday. Sunday, a mixture of sunshine and clouds for Father's Day. As we head towards next week, there's that warm-up again for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid-80s, also increasing that humidity a little bit. Once you start getting the dew points going and that heat going, then you also start to get the chance at a few hit or miss showers and thunderstorms each and every afternoon.
Yeah, let's take a look. Well, I guess Jolie's
Actually leaving the work.
Leaving.
Leaving.
Keys in hand here. All right, well, good luck.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'll see you guys.
Yeah, I'll see you. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Okay.
All right. What do you got? So kind of a good weekend ahead of us. You know, I'm dealing with a little bit of clouds,
Yep.
rain.
Yep.
But you know what? We'll add it to our another. I'll throw another one on the pile of 20.
We'll add it to the tally.
Yeah.
And you know what? We've had a lot worse weekends. This one's really not looking all that bad in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got a lot of stuff this weekend, too.
Yeah.
You know,
we
free
do.
fishing weekend,
Free
Vermont
fishing
parks.
weekend, Vermont State Parks. That's right.
I just got a park. There's one that I really wanted to go to. Well, I know by here, Niquette's Bay in Colchester is pretty nice.
Yep.
Mount Philo is pretty close.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna rattle off.
And when
those
we
parks
start
right
to, when we start to get the sunshine going
Yeah.
tomorrow, then good excuse to get out.
Absolutely. Good tip here, Peter.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you guys for us here on WCAX, of course. You can see us on the noon on
Yep.
WCAX.com. And we'll be right back here on Monday morning. Till then, take care.